So now, tonight, President Trump goes to prime time, delivering his first State of the Union of his second term. It's been 6 years since it's been characterized as a State of the Union. Expect to talk about the economy and immigration. Kayleigh McEnany knows this all too well. She has been in the arena. She's with me now. Good day to you.
Good to be here.
America at 250, strong, prosperous, and respected. What's your expectation for tonight, Kayleigh?
Well, I think the fact that the hockey team's been invited means that it's going to be that theme, leaning into Americana. But I think there's going to be a heavy focus, as there should be, on the economy. And President Trump needs to say, and he does say in his speeches, I inherited a massive mess. I mean, inflation was extraordinary during the Biden era. And I have the proven solution. And here are my data points. Inflation's at 2.4%. Core inflation at the lowest level in 5 years. And just listed off, $1,400 is the real wage gains of Americans. But also, there's going to be some big economic news, some policy announcements, and I'm very interested in those because to me, that could be the big takeaway.
Yeah, sometimes there are surprises. We expect surprises, and we should because, I mean, it's a show.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's a speech and it's important, but it's a show as well. Here is what you were talking about. Priorities, economy and jobs at 19%, inflation and prices at 17%. In the meantime, you're going to be watching the gallery, and Republicans are going to cheer for everything under the sun, and Democrats aren't. And I was making a point earlier that he's going to say something about crime, right? The homicide rate is the lowest we've seen in 125 years, and every Republican's going to get up. I imagine some Democrats won't, but some Democrats won't even be in the House chamber. All right, here's Hakeem Jeffries on the advice that he has given his fellow Democrats.
My view remains the same: to either attend with silent defiance or to not attend and send a message to Donald Trump in that fashion, which will include participation in a variety of different alternate programming.
Alternate programming, by the way. There's all kinds of pregame for Democrats in the National Mall. They're doing 3 responses to the end, one in English, one in Spanish, and one by the Progressive Movement. Who listens to that?
Well, let's hope those are not alcohol-infused pre-games, because that could make for quite a spectacle. Look, in all seriousness, you remember Al Green shouting out and having to be removed in the last State of the Union. That's never a good look. I mean, I'm with Senator John Fetterman, who said to me, I'll quote him directly, "Don't put up those silly paddles and weird protests. It makes us look like children have some dignity." Democrats, there will be moments where President Trump has a guest in the gallery who has an amazing rallying story. The hockey team, for instance, I'm sure they'll be acknowledged. Will Democrats cheer in those moments, to your point?
So just put it up on the wall, guys. I think we're up to 36 Democrats who will not attend. That's going to leave some empty seats, and maybe that leaves more room for others. More hockey players, maybe.
Maybe it does. Fill that room with patriotic American law enforcement officers, people who are out there on the streets every day. There will still be some defiant Democrats in attendance. I read Ilhan Omar will be there by way of example. So there are going to be some Trump critics in the room, but boycotting, it's an interesting.
All right, listen to one of the lead players from the hockey team. The women were invited. Apparently, they turned down the invitation. The men, most of them, we believe, will be there tonight. Roll it.
It was super cool. It was an honor. You know, it really is hearing from the President of the United States, hearing that, he was supporting us and all the other athletes and wanting us all to bring home as many gold medals as we can. Okay.
There will be characters in the gallery. And 6 years ago, the last time he did a State of the Union, there was a character for every paragraph.
Yes.
And I thought it told a very interesting story about where we were with the economy, with America, pre-COVID, pre-Russian invasion, and pre-October 7th.
That address you mentioned that he gave was, to me, one of the single best State of the Union addresses anyone has given. The stories were so emotional. They tied you in. You were so proud to be an American as you listened to this great progress we could celebrate together. But it was in some of those moments where Democrats did not cheer. And I hope tonight they do. This will be one of those moments. This is one of the most exciting things that has happened to our country. In 1946 was the last time the men, Team USA, won gold. And just to see that pride on these young men's faces, this is what America's about.
1980, 1960. Gold, 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 right?
Yep.
46 years? Like it.
Go.
Kayleigh, thanks. I'll see you at noon on Outnumbered, all right?
Looking forward to
So
it.
don't miss our coverage. Tonight's President State of the Union address kicking off at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have our own pregame, by the way, right here on the Fox News channel, and postgame, too. All right, Jillian, what's next?
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kayleigh McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.